joining us right now. You'll be asking it just like that. Joining us right now on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline, Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, business reporter for the Sac B. Our pleasure to welcome in Randy Diamond. Randy, how are you this afternoon? Do we have Randy? Oh, there he is. Randy, how are you this afternoon?
Good. I'm really good. Thank you, guys.
Good. That was on our end. I was reading your piece this morning in the Sacramento Bee about Kings owner Vivek Ranadivé and his interest in buying the Ottawa Senators, the NHL team, the Ottawa Senators. And this went beyond just sniffing around the possibility. He was a legit bidder for that team, was he not?
Yes, he was one of 7 finalists, and he had bid over $800 million. But he qualified for the final round, but he dropped out of the last bidding, which was on May 15th, and we don't know why he didn't go with the final round.
Now, would it be a reach or a stretch? And I know this is just speculation. I'm not asking you to even speculate, but would it be a reach or a stretch to connect the dots of him withdrawing from that bid and the Phoenix Coyotes situation popping up where they're not getting a new arena in Tempe, Arizona, and now it looks like maybe looking for a new home? Is that a stretch by any means if folks started sniffing around that angle?
Well, I think it might be a stretch. I know the Phoenix team might be moving to Houston, if you believe the press reports. And in Ottawa, he was bound to keep the team there. He wasn't allowed to bring the team to Sacramento. I don't believe he's a bidder in the Phoenix situation. So clearly, he was interested in owning a hockey team, but not necessarily moving it to Sacramento.
Randy, I know that Houston and Kansas City and Salt Lake City have been mentioned as possible landing spots for some NHL teams. How does Sacramento compare demographically to those other cities that are trying to add a hockey team?
Well, I think it's a smaller market. I mean, for the basketball league, the NBA, it's one of the smaller markets, so it clearly would have been a smaller market for the hockey team, and it's certainly not clear that it would be viable in Sacramento.
Do you think the Golden One Center is it fit to host hockey if this was something that seriously was explored down the road?
I'm sure it could be readjusted without a problem. I mean, I grew up in New York City and would go to Madison Square Garden, and one day you'd have the Rangers, and another day you'd have the Knicks, and another day you have the circus. I mean, all of these arenas are designed for a quick change.
To what extent, Randy, in your opinion, would Vivek's interest in a hockey team reflect a desire just to have more dates for the Golden One Center?
Well, I mean, certainly that would have filled up the dates in the arena if he could have moved the team to Sacramento. But again, the owner of the Ottawa Senators, the hockey team, had died, and the condition of bidding set by the daughters of the deceased owner was that team could not be moved. But certainly there are plenty of empty dates at the Golden One Arena. For example, it's not always on the Rock tours that play San Francisco and other arenas. So there are certainly plenty of dates to fill.
I know another thing that's been kicked around, talking with Randy Diamond, business reporter for the Sac B, when it comes to Sacramento and growing the professional sports scene here, is a bid for an MLS team, which was very close just before the coronavirus pandemic just a few years ago. From the business side of things, and if you're a Sacramento sports fan hoping to get a little bit more action here in the city, what would you say is more likely to happen in Sacramento, and is either likely to happen in Sacramento, an MLS team or an NHL team?
Oh, God, that's a good question. I mean, obviously it would be great to have another team, but, there are markets larger than Sacramento, like Austin, Texas, that has no major league team. In fact, the San Antonio Spurs, the NBA team in San Antonio, just played 2 home games in Austin. And I know, like, Austin would want a team too. So, I mean, when you look around at, where you locate a team, I mean, the owners clearly look at where it's most financially viable. Though Vivek certainly has done well in Sacramento. He bought the team for around $550 million, and it's now worth an estimated $2.5 billion. So not a bad deal on your investment.
No,
I would take that return on my investment.
Good ROI,
That's Randy Diamond, business reporter for the Sac B, and our guest here for the last few minutes on Cattles and Ramie. Really appreciate the time and the insight, Randy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Randy.